Hey, welcome to Bollox Talks and Tangents. It's 6:34 on Thursday.
Where else would you rather be?
What are they doing if they're not right here?
I mean, really, what would people be doing on a Thursday evening?
You know what it is? It's people that don't like to laugh and learn. Because if you stick with us this hour and you don't laugh and learn, we don't know who you are.
No, we don't know.
We don't want to be your friend.
Don't want to know you?
Yeah.
Don't want to meet you in a bar? Don't want to have anything to do with you.
All right, but just one thing I want you to do. Make sure you hit that share button before you kick us off.
Please.
All right, so we got an amazing show, Derek.
Unbelievable stuff tonight.
This one's ridiculous and crazy.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous taxes, crazy museums.
Yeah.
So we're doing ridiculous and crazy.
Yeah, ridiculous and crazy. Ridiculous, crazy, or vice. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah. You know who's not ridiculous and crazy, though?
Our sponsors.
Our sponsors.
Our sponsors
They're
are not
so
ridiculous and
responsible.
crazy.
Not like us.
No.
So responsible.
That's why they have businesses that really work.
Successful businesses.
Successful businesses. Yeah.
All local successful businesses. And I'm going to start off with our two new ones. All right? Just joining us last week, Palm Valley Golf Club.
Love the fact that we've got a golf club.
All right, we have the golf club. They've been around since 1989. Family-owned business.
Yeah.
Right there on Palm Valley Road there. They just have a great course. It's a small course, executive course.
Yeah.
You can get in and out of there
And
easily.
it's a walking course. You got to walk. No golf carts.
You can have a little hand cart,
Yeah.
but you're not riding in the golf cart.
That's right. Some old school.
It's the way
golf.
golf's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, and so happy, Chris. Appreciate you coming on. And they have a virtual reality.
That's what you were saying.
Driving range. You can play other courses and stuff like that. If you only have an hour to play, that's what you do. You drop in there and you get some swings in. They have a great driving range. Check them out. If you've never played there, check them out. You will not be disappointed.
No, it's fantastic.
All right.
River and Fort. Oh. Beautifully named.
Yes.
Though I don't think they needed to do the extensive, nationwide search to name the restaurant.
Yeah. They kind of went. They should have just stood there.
Just stand there because when you're looking out of there, you're looking at the river
and
the fort.
It's the best rooftop place to have a drink in town.
Mother of God, it's one of the best rooftop places to have a drink
anywhere. I mean, where else do you get to sit up, see a lot of the city, see the river, and look directly at the fort? It's not like, it's a little obscure. No, it's
there.
right there.
It's right there.
It's right there.
Yeah, and the food is extraordinarily good. The service is amazing. The drinks are amazing. If you haven't been in there, folks, you've got to go check it out. Yeah. River and Fort is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
All right. St. Augustine Pirate Museum, located real close to River and Fort.
Right there.
All right. They have over 800 artifacts, original artifacts.
Original Jolly Roger flag.
Yeah. One of the oldest known in the world.
Yeah. Everybody knows this about me. I go to the Pirate Museum a stupid amount. Mm-hmm. It is always interesting. There's always something new. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely the best kept secret in town. I don't want it to be a best kept secret anymore. No. The museum is amazing.
Everybody needs to go check it out. You need to go check it out. All right. Our guy, Reggie
Maggs over at Meehan's Irish Pub. Look at what a dude. What a business. Mm-hmm. How great is Meehan's? The food's incredible. 3 bars in one.
Again, another great location.
Right on the river.
Right on the bayfront, right on Avenida Menendez. They have 3 bars in one. Yeah. They got the Johnny's Oyster Bar upstairs. They got the backyard, and then they got the pub.
The pub inside.
I call it the pub inside.
Yeah.
So they got the pub inside. So you literally can do a pub crawl and not leave the same address.
Not leave the same. And I've said this before on here, I've paid a tab in there and had to go back the next day and pay 2 more tabs.
2 other tabs.
It
doesn't make you a bad person.
Things got away from me.
Yeah. You got it was a Foster Brooks kind of night.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. Yeah.
So, all right. Place I was at last night, I had lunch at Gypsy Cab a couple of days ago. But last night I was at the Beacon Listening Room.
Packed.
Slammed last night.
Yeah.
Slammed last night. Blake, we had 17 teams and 112 people packed into it.
It was crazy.
It's as busy as I've ever seen.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And everybody arrives at once and everybody leaves at once. And the staff there do the most unbelievable job of getting everybody's drinks and then everybody's food faster and better than you can possibly imagine.
I can tell you, they had 3 people working the bar and on the floor for 112 people, which is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Ridiculous, but they crushed it.
Yeah.
Larry, Steph, and Jesse just absolutely crushed it last night. Now, they were working their ass off.
But they
did it with a smile.
They're so good.
Yeah.
They're so good.
All right, but yeah, check it out. Check out the Beacon Listening Room. To me, it's the best music on the island. All right, these guys right here.
Whoa, they're at work right now. You know they are.
They kept me out of trouble again. I almost got in trouble.
Almost.
Yeah.
This is Abare, Kresge and Associates.
Do I need to rat you out, Blake?
Rat me out.
Rat him out.
All right. Blake's still in school, so I can claim him as head of household. I didn't realize Blake had claimed himself.
No, he did not.
Yeah.
Blake.
Yeah. It cost his dad a little bit of money. But Abare, Kresge and Associates caught it before I got in trouble.
Oh, very good. See?
They caught it before I got in trouble.
And that's why you have an accountant to do your taxes, to look after your small business.
It didn't keep Blake out of trouble.
Yeah, well, that's all right. He doesn't. That's fine.
He's working for free tonight.
Yeah.
But he won the football squares, so he's good.
Yeah, he's got money. He's fine.
He's good. He's
fine.
good. All right. Yeah, Abare, Kresge, check them out. They're just amazing people over there. All right, 900-degree pizza and pasta. Just wonderful, wonderful pizza. Great people, great location, just outside the high school there.
If you're at the high school, stop in there and check it out. 900-degree pizza and pasta. The pizza is beautiful. It's absolutely incredible pizza, incredible sauce. Guys, get over there. Check it out.
Yep. All right, City Gates Distillery and St. Augustine Distillery. It's usually our whiskey of choice. We got a different whiskey tonight because we picked on Thomas Jefferson.
We picked on him a bit. Yeah.
So this is called a Jefferson, and it's it was a gift today from someone, and they said, "Here, try this out," and it's actually very, very smooth. It's a very small batch, and it's got old TJ on the back.
It's got TJ on the back. Look at TJ.
Not with his 6 children, but you know.
Not with his. Anyway, City Gates Distillery and St. Augustine Distillery. Tremendous booze. These stores are gorgeous. You go in there. I walk out of there. I go in there to buy a bottle of vodka.
Tasting alone, they do such an amazing job, professional.
They really do.
They talk you through exactly what flavors you need to be looking for and stuff like that. I believe the St. Augustine Distillery was named best tasting tour
in America
of all distilleries.
Yep. It really was.
Of all distilleries.
Yeah.
In the U.S. And I've been to some really good, and I've been to this one, and you know, those guys just do an amazing job.
Yeah, they're so good with the details and all of those things. But I can tell you straight up, I walk in there to buy a bottle of vodka. I come out of there with bags of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm coming out with T-shirts, I'm coming out with koozies, I'm coming out with more booze. Like, it's fantastic.
If we could pan over here to my bar that's on the ground, it's actually kind of ridiculous. It's kind of gotten away from me a little bit.
Little bit.
You see, it's kind of gotten away from me a little bit.
Yeah. It used to be in the corner. It's now.
It used to be in one little basket over there.
It's now like the wall area.
It's now expanded because people they watch the show and then they go, "Oh, you need to try this one." And of course, I want to oblige.
Yeah, I mean,
I can tell you here.
You don't want to be an Indian giver, do you?
Try the Jefferson.
Try the Jefferson.
Try the Jefferson. Try it out.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, it's so smooth, isn't it?
What is that?
It's so smooth.
Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. Holy.
Yeah.
That is absolutely gorgeous.
And it was just gifted to me today. So, to try out on the show. And I was like, oh, I'll try it out. And I've never had it before, but it is
lovely.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good. All right. Now that you drink out of my drink, I'm going to tell you my first word origin.
Oh, shit. What's your first word origin?
Quarantine.
He really set me up, didn't he? He totally set me up.
All right.
Quarantine.
So quarantine, it actually is a Venetian, it actually comes from an Italian word called quaranta giorno. Giorno. All right. And it means 40 days.
40 days. Brilliant.
All right. So during the Black Plague, the Venetians were the very first people to use this. And basically what they did is if they had a ship coming in from another place in Europe, because the Black Plague killed 30% of Europe.
Yeah.
It may be more than that, but the numbers that they actually have is 30% of Europe. But the Venetians, when they had a boat coming in from another country, they would set it at an isolated island. They would provide them with food and stuff like that for 40 days.
And if you were okay after 40 days...
But if you didn't show any symptoms, anything like that, then you were allowed to come in. So at quarantine, there was it started with this word in tretine, which meant 30. So quad.
Yeah.
So
brilliant.
It means 40 days. So quarantine, and now we use it for so many different other reasons. But it started during the Black Plague.
I'm wondering...
And it means 40 days.
Did they pick 40 days because of Lent?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's how long symptoms took to come into play for the Black Plague or not. I mean, the other thing people don't understand is the kids' song "Ring Around the Rosie."
That's also from the Black Plague?
It's also from the Black Plague.
Yeah.
If you sing it slow, you go, oh, that's kind of dark.
Oh, it's real dark.
Yeah. Ashes. We all fall down.
Yeah.
Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posy.
Yeah, because people believe if you smell flowers...
It would take away the stench of death.
Crazy stuff, right?
All right, what's your word origin?
So my first word origin is sandwich.
Oh,
sandwich.
I like a good sandwich.
Yeah, I think everybody does. So this goes back to the 18th century. There was a fellow by the name of John Montague. He was the 4th Earl of Sandwich. Mm-hmm. And John Montague was a pretty famous dude. Mm-hmm. He was the first Lord of the Admiralty, basically in charge of the British Navy.
Yep.
Captain Cook named...
I was going to go there. You had it in there.
He named Hawaii after this guy.
The Sandwich
Isles, after the same guy. But his real claim to fame is this, ladies and gentlemen. He loved to gamble. Mm. He was a big gambler, loved to play cards. He also liked to eat roast beef with his hands. And friends of his, other lords and earls and barons, complained that he was getting the grease from the beef onto the playing cards.
Ah, well, makes sense.
And they insisted he leave the table to dine. But Sandwich was having none of it. And so he got his valet to bring him the beef in between 2 slices of bread. That way he didn't have to leave the table. He didn't get the cards greasy. And after a while, the other lords and barons and everything else would say to their valets, bring me what Sandwich is having. Get me... And from that, we got the sandwich.
Montague.
Yeah, John Montague. Earl of Sandwich.
Things didn't end well for Cook and
No,
Hawaii.
they did not.
Yeah, and when he went back, like when he first went to Hawaii, they treated him like gods and stuff like that. Okay, but when they went back, one of his guys died, and they realized they were mortal. And then the Hawaiian
did kill him.
Then the Hawaiian people are like, "Oh, you're trading sex for nails? Well, not cool, man." Yeah, I didn't have a clue about that.
You didn't have a clue about that?
Yeah, guess what my next word is?
No. Is it clue?
It is clue. Oh. Not the game clue. The word clue, like an investigator's looking for clues. This one I had no idea. Like, I kind of knew the quarantine. I kind of knew the Earl of Sandwich. This one I had no idea of where the origin comes from, and it goes back to Greek mythology.
Lovely.
So, Theseus.
Love Theseus.
All right, Theseus is the man who went into the Minotaur's labyrinth.
Yes, he's the guy who killed the Minotaur.
And clue, CLEW, means a ball of yarn.
Oh, yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Theseus, to get out of the labyrinth, unraveled a ball of yarn as he went into the labyrinth.
Right, so he could retrace his steps coming out,
Okay? And if you think about it, an investigator, so he went in the labyrinth, and then he redid the ball of yarn as he was coming out. So if you think about it, what an investigator does is he starts with the murder and goes backwards in time. So he's raveling up the ball of yarn, creating his clue.
That's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
that's really that's fantastic.
That one really caught me off guard.
Yeah,
I didn't see that one coming at all.
That is brilliant. Wow,
that one's one of my favorite ones we've had in a couple.
Yeah, that's now sort of blowing my mind a wee bit.
Yeah.
All right, my next one is not nearly as good, but there you go. Yeah. So it's get on a soapbox. You know when people say to you, "Oh, look at him. He's up on his soapbox.
Knock him
there.
off his soapbox.
Yeah, you're on a rant about something and you're going on and on about a subject. You're getting on a roll about things up on your soapbox. So it's
Is this from the train?
No, so it goes back to a literal soapbox. There used to be a huge big crate that used to hold shipments of soap in the 19th century. And politicians or salesmen or snake oil salesmen or anybody who wanted to get your attention.
Hucksters.
Hucksters, great word. Would stand on top of the soapboxes as makeshift podiums or makeshift stages. And stand up there and just start berating people or pontificating or politicking. Yeah, they would literally stand on a soapbox.
Yeah, I knew it came from some type of politics, but I thought it came from like when they would ride the trains from town to town, and they didn't have anything else with them except like whatever was handy in town, and a lot of times it was the soapbox that they had to stand on. They didn't have a stage.
Yeah,
they didn't, there was nothing made for them or any of those things. So a lot of times, so I thought it came from the train, the campaigning by train, the back of a train and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, but I mean, it's the same.
Same thing, same idea.
Cool. That's pretty cool. All right. All these things make me a little groggy.
A little groggy?
Yeah. Aww. I have a third origin.
Got a third word origin.
Third word origin.
Let's do it.
And I'm sure you knew this one. So if somebody is groggy.
Yeah.
All right. I knew there was a drink called grog.
Yeah.
All right. I knew that was associated with the admiral who kind of stretched the rum for his sailors.
Yeah.
By throwing fruit in the rum and stuff like that. And that was Admiral Vernon. He was a English admiral.
Yeah.
But when he first started captaining ships, he got the name Old Grog because of his cloak.
Really?
Okay, so when he discovered like he could extend the rum
by putting fruit in it.
That's when they discovered his guys were more healthy.
Because they didn't get scurvy.
They didn't get scurvy. Fuck. But the word of, he looks a little groggy comes from, he's been drinking a little bit. He's been drinking the wine or the rum.
Because Vernon's nickname was Old Grog.
And they called that drink with the fruit that was fermented and stuff like that grog. And so you became groggy. So if we get a little groggy tonight, you know why.
It's Jefferson. I blame Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Yeah. It's not the fruit.
No.
It's definitely not the fruit.
So, all right. Ridiculous taxes or
ridiculous
crazy
taxes.
We're going that one first?
Yeah.
All right. Ridiculous taxes. There are some crazy ones.
All right.
A couple of them I don't like at all. I don't like at all.
Tell me the one that really would have hurt you the worst.
I believe the one that would have hurt me the worst was the one that would have hurt me the most was Peter the Great.
Peter the Great, Russian guy.
The Russians.
Yeah.
Fucking who likes him? The late 1600s, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was late 1600s. Yeah. All right. And it is called the beard tax.
Beard tax. Peter the Great had a tax on beards.
He had a tax on beards, and he basically put this in place, because most people right now is like, you think of beards, they think of like old-looking prospectors like me or little hipsters.
Right.
Those are the two that you think of with beards. Blake, you figure out which category you fall in. Or are you just now paying attention? Are you watching a different show? I think Blake was watching a different show.
I think so too.
All right. So he basically, Peter the Great wasn't a nice guy.
No.
He wasn't a nice guy. So he wanted to create a way to have more taxes. And most of the people that had beards were wealthier people.
That's right. Yeah.
So they needed money to groom and some of those things. Everybody else just shaved it off because they didn't want to get lice in it. And, But Peter the Great came up with it to tax the rich.
Yeah.
Because most of the rich had the beards to show their wealth.
Yeah. He also, there was a second reason was because he wanted the Russians to elevate themselves in the line of diplomacy, and the English and the French and the Prussians, they did not have beards. Those other countries, their aristocracy were all clean shaven.
So he was trying to get them to clean up.
Well, he was, because he felt that they looked down on Russia because they were all with the beards. He felt there was a bit of snobbery too. Yeah. Peter the Great. All right, can I give you...
To his barbarian population is the way it said.
Wow.
Barbarian. Does that make me a barbarian?
Kind of a little bit. Man. I'd rather be a barbarian than a prospector-looking dude, though.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Prospectors run into gold every once in a while.
So can I give you my ridiculous tax, which still exists?
It's still around?
In Great Britain and in Ireland, there is a tax on televisions. There is a television license fee, which you must pay every single year for owning a television. Just let it sink in for a bit. In Ireland, you have to pay 160 euros. Is this
why there's no TVs in the pubs?
It is and it isn't. So some of the pubs don't have the television because they want you to talk. Mm-hmm. But some of the pubs don't have televisions because they got caught showing illegal soccer from England and weren't paying their license. Oh, yeah. And you can be fined. It's 160 euros per year in Ireland. And I have a particular connection to television license because my younger brother, Fergal, is a television license inspector in Ireland.
Okay, let's not just skip over that. What's your younger brother's name?
Fergal.
Say it one more time.
Fergal.
Spell it now.
Fergal.
Fergal.
Fergal. That is my younger brother's name.
Is that a common name in Ireland?
It's not uncommon, but no, it wouldn't be mad common. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fergal.
Is a television license inspector.
Are television license inspectors looked upon fondly?
They'd be akin to how we would feel about the IRS showing up at our door.
That's kind of where I was at.
Yeah.
I can see Fergal catching a lot of shit.
He does catch a lot of shit. And he particularly, literally has caught a lot of shit because the people who tend not to have television licenses are usually people in, say, poorer, rougher, urban areas.
They have a television, but they choose not to have the license.
And my brother...
And those are the people he has to find.
He has to go and cite them and serve them to appear in court.
He's looked at, like, what is it, the guy, the parking meter guys?
Oh, way worse than that.
It's way worse than that.
Oh, way worse than that.
Oh, man, poor Fergal.
He has come out... Now, he has a ridiculous sense of humour. He has come out from some of the roughest housing estates in Ireland. And he's come outside and there's a gang of very, very scary, unemployed men standing around his car. Mm-hmm. And when they move away from the car, it is revealed that another man is taking a shit on the hood of his car.
On his car. Wow. Poor Fergal.
Yeah. But if can I tell the best story I ever heard?
So if you get a ticket from him, you get a Fergal fine.
Yeah. So the best story I ever heard was he was pulling into a housing estate in a town called Portlaoise in Ireland, one of these massive housing estates. And as he pulled in, he's on his computer with the GPS trying to figure out where the house is. And a tractor, a massive, should be out in the middle of Kansas or Nebraska, tractor drives past him. And he kind of has a look and he goes, what? And then anyway, he ends up coming in behind the tractor, and eventually, like, the housing estate is so big, he swings around the tractor, pulls up outside a house that hasn't paid their license, walks up, rings the doorbell, and instantaneously, and this is 11 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, the door is flung open, and there's a stark naked young woman who's flung the door open. And my brother said he kind of went, ah! Stared up and down. She screamed, runs away. He runs back to the car to log it because he's like, fuck, she's clearly underage.
Yeah.
Clearly naked.
Yeah.
As he's back in the car, panicking and logging it, the tractor pulls up outside the house. And a young fella, a young Irish teenager, about 16 years of age, jumps down in the suit and tie and goes walking up the driveway. Clearly, they were having a lover's tryst, and he'd stolen.
He was not expecting. She was not expecting him to be there.
No. So what Fergal figured was, as the guy on the tractor had pulled into the housing estate, he'd texted the girl saying, "I'll be there in 2 minutes" or whatever.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm gonna treat my man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Television license inspector.
So
you have to have a license to have a television.
Did he still find that family, or was he just like, that's not worth it?
Oh no, he find them. We've been watching. I've been over in Ireland watching rugby matches or Gaelic football matches, and my brother will point out to some superstar on the television going, I did him for the license last year. A license for televisions.
That's crazy. Yeah. All right, I'm sticking with Ireland on one of these right here, and I didn't know if you knew this.
All right.
There's an artist exemption.
I did know this.
In Ireland.
Yeah.
It's up to 40,000 euro.
7 year tax-free.
Yeah.
7 years.
If you're an artist.
Yeah. And
why wouldn't you claim you're an artist?
Everybody did.
Right off the get-go. And it's still in place, right?
It's still in place.
Yeah.
Do you know?
I would be an artist.
For years, in the 1980s.
We're artists on this show, right?
You could bump into some of the most famous people in the world in Ireland because it was 7 years, all the English bands, like Iron Maiden, Def Leppard, Adam and the Ants, Banana, they all lived in Ireland because... And it used to be a bigger tax break.
Yeah.
It used to be much bigger. And you had all these incredible rock bands living in small rural Irish towns.
Wow, so they could claim the exemption.
Claim the exemption, yeah.
That's crazy.
Def Leppard used to play in 7-a-side indoor soccer in this town outside of Dublin called Naas, because 4 of the band lived there for the tax breaks.
Yeah.
And so on Def Leppard were massive in the 1980s.
They're huge. Huge. Yeah.
They're living in this tiny shithole town in Ireland.
All right, and I don't know if Blake remembers this, but Blake, you remember when we went to Daytona and we went to the motorcycle race?
The Supercross.
The Supercross. All right, so John Bonham.
Yeah.
Okay, his son is we're in a luxury box, right?
Yeah.
Right on the front straightaway. We got tickets. I weaseled tickets out of somebody.
Fair play.
Which I'm fairly successful at doing. But we're in there, and I'm looking at this dude going, I know this guy. I know this guy. It was John Bonham's son, who also was a drummer who replaced his dad in Def Leppard.
Holy shit.
As the drummer. And I was trying to figure out, and I bet we went like 2 hours before I finally just said, all right, dude, I'm sorry. I got to figure out.
Who are you?
You got to tell me who the hell you are. And I was like, I'm such a dolt. But he was in that box. There was probably, 15 people in the box with us?
Like I'll probably say 20 people.
Yeah. In the box with us, and he was there with his family, and me and Blake were there with a couple of our other friends, and just super nice guy. But it literally took me about 2 hours to build up the nerve to ask him who the hell he was.
Who the hell you are?
Yeah.
God, that's great.
All right, what's your other tax you got?
Okay, so I got the urine tax. The urine tax.
This one really pisses me off.
No. Yeah. So the first century in Rome, the Emperor Vespasian, actually the guy who built the Colosseum, he placed a tax on urine. The buyers of urine paid the tax, which would normally lead you to the next question. Why would people be buying urine? Well, they would buy urine from the public urinals around Rome because urine had a bunch of essential ingredients for things like tanning, and it was used extensively for the ammonia. It was a source of ammonia for the launderers to make sure that they could clean and whiten the togas of the wealthier classes. And so Vespasian was like, well, fuck this. So if you were buying urine, you were getting taxed.
Yeah.
And I am not taking the piss.
No. That tax pissed me off, so I never paid it. All right, along the same lines. In Denmark, there's a cow fart.
A cow fart.
Tax.
A cow fart tax.
Cow fart tax.
The fuck? Okay, go on.
All right. So in Denmark, who they're way ahead of everyone else environmentally.
Yeah.
At least they think they are. They have the first official cow flatulent tax to reduce greenhouse and methane in Denmark. They charge a $110 tax, or euro, a year tax.
Per cow.
Per cow. Cow fart tax.
Cow fart. Okay. I got nothing, man.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That one to me was one of the ones that was.
Wow.
That one really stunk.
Oh, fuck.
But then
Dude, you got to pull the other one, really. Like, seriously. No, we got to move on. All right,
Holy cow.
I'm done.
Holy cow, let's stop this shit.
Okay, so on the subject of cow taxes.
Okay.
I came across this today. It's called the Florida Rent-A-Cow Scam.
Rent-A-Cow scam.
Rent-A-Cow Scam. And it's a real thing, and it still exists today. In Florida, this is something property developers have done in Florida, right? Technically, it's called Florida's Greenbelt Law, and it started in the 1950s when Florida was changing over. We were building, we're moving off of the agricultural, and we're property developers, right?
And,
But basically, what it boils down to now, the statute was meant to preserve farmland by taxing farmland at a special rate. But of course, smart, brilliant people discovered that developers, as they prepare to build, lease out the land to cattle ranchers. They lease out the land and they basically rent the cows. And if you have cows on your land, it's farmland, not...
It's agricultural.
It's agricultural.
Not
land.
commercial.
Not commercial or not for
So
homes.
it gets taxed at a lower level.
And so you shave hundreds of thousands off your tax bill. Wow. Even Disney has used it.
Reedy Creek.
1.5 million saved by Disney on this, right? Mm-hmm. There are several members currently sitting in the Florida House and Senate who are getting tax breaks up to about $40,000 a year for having 2 or 3 scraggly cows on land they're selling to developers, and they just keep moving the same cows around and around.
Same cows.
Same cows. Do you know?
Cow rent.
In 2006, the Associated Press did a story in 2006.
I thought a cow rent was at a really bad brothel.
Cow rent. Listen to this, though. In 2006, Associated Press did a huge story on this.
Yeah.
Guess how much money? $950 million was costing Florida per year in 2006.
By changing it from commercial to agricultural.
Yeah. And if you have 1 or 2 scraggly cows on the farmland, that gets you away with it.
Well, I mean, if you're in Denmark, you'd have to pay for their farts.
You would. And by the way, Colorado has the same law with sheep. And Tom Cruise and a bunch of the super wealthy Hollywood elites all have a couple of cows or a couple of sheep near their vacation homes, all around Vail and Aspen.
Another reason for me to hate Tom Cruise.
Yes! So that they can get a huge tax break on their massive vacation homes in Vail and Aspen. Mm-hmm. Sheep out there. Oh, I hate people. I hate people.
That's
I really do.
All right. So what was your brother's name? Or is your brother's name?
Fergal.
Fergal.
And you know what my older brother's name is?
What's that?
Finian.
Finian, I've heard, I have a friend named Finian. Guess where he's from?
Denmark.
No, Ireland.
Ah, fuck. Damn it.
Right.
Didn't see that coming.
All right, Fergal. Fergal might have had trouble if he was born in Sweden.
Why is that?
There's a baby name tax.
They would have definitely taxed Fergal for his name. A baby name tax.
I feel like I should tax Fergal just for his name right now. And how old's Fergal?
50.
He owes back taxes. He owes back taxes. All right. But in Sweden.
Yeah.
All right. In Sweden, they have a baby name tax.
All right.
You have to get the name approved by the Swedish tax agency before the child turns 5.
What?
All right.
So you can't name your...
If the parent fails to do so, you will be fined up to 5,000 kroner, which is about $770. All right. And the law originally went into place. You would think it was in like the 1600s. You'd think it's possibly in the 1700s. It was in 1982.
1982. Why? Why?
Right.
Why is this a law? Why is this a tax?
It was reportedly to prevent citizens from using royal names.
Wait, hold on.
But the law states the rationale is that
there's a rationale?
Approving the name, the tax agency can protect the child from offensive, confusing names. Fergal is fucked.
Fergal is an offensive, confusing name. I hope the fuck he's watching right now.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. So when they're referring to royals, are they actually talking about the royal family, or are they talking about members of ABBA?
No, all of them. ABBA's a very good. All right, here's a couple of names that they do not allow.
Go on.
IKEA.
IKEA. Of course. Very good.
Allah,
Allah. Wow.
Google. All right.
Fergal.
By the way, they recently allowed Google, but they've now changed it. But another one that just got approved that used to be rejected, and I don't know who would even attempt this, Lego.
Lego. My son's name is Lego. Yeah. IKEA Ericsson.
Yeah.
I just stepped on Lego.
It has an 83% approval rating. Still, in the Swedish Consumer Agency, the Swedes are okay with this. They're keeping it.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I got one last one.
All right.
This is the cowardice tax.
Oh.
The cowardice tax.
This has popped through in a lot of different versions.
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
So it dates back to King Henry I in England.
Yeah.
1100, 1135. And he allowed his knights to opt out of their feudal duties to fight by paying what was called a scutage tax. Scutage, scutum being the Latin for shield.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you paid the scutage tax, you didn't have to fight. It's basically a cowardice tax. Mm-hmm. And everybody was okay with it.
Yeah.
Until King John comes in, about 70 or 80 years later, and he raises the thing by 300%. And when he does that, and there wasn't even a threat of war when he raised it, he does it, it leads to rebellion in England by the barons in 1215, and that leads to the signing of the Magna Carta.
Yeah.
The fucking scutage tax. The Magna Carta Libertatum, the Great Charter of Freedom, of which almost all legal documents, like our Constitution is based on the Magna Carta.
Yeah.
And it comes around because of this damn tax. And basically, the Magna Carta, when it prohibited people having, the crown levying taxes and all that. But yeah, it all comes around between taxes that an unpopular king raised on rebel barons.
But we had a version of this in the United States.
Yes, we did.
During the Civil War, if you did not want to go, if you were in, I don't think you had a choice in the South.
Yeah, but if you were in the North.
If you were in the North, you could pay someone to take your place in the military, and you wouldn't have to go to war.
You know, in the first chapter of The Great Gatsby, Nick Carraway talks about his great-grandfather who paid somebody so that he didn't have to be in the Civil War. Yeah.
And I don't know if you know the song Fortunate Son by CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival. All right, I'm no senator's son. It still exists today.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But it's just under different different pretenses.
Yeah.
Hi, Dad.
George, you're good, man. You're good. There's no draft. You're good. But I mean, that's what that song's about. Is like I'm no senator's son, so I got to go fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always liked Al Gore for that, by the way.
Yeah.
Al Gore was a senator's son.
Yeah.
And he still went to Vietnam.
Well, and who he lost to
didn't.
Allegedly.
His dad was a war hero and got shot down. We're talking George W.
His dad was hell of a man.
But George W., he did a lot of time in Alabama.
May or may not have been in the National Guard in Alabama.
Yeah, he did a lot of time. He spent some nights in Alabama.
There you go.
Yeah, so, and he was on the cheer squad at Yale, so he's got that going for him. All right, the last tax we're going to talk about. Last tax we're going to talk about, and this one's the one that would have cost me a lot of. The beer tax would have cost me money.
Yeah, but not this one would have killed you.
This one would have cost me a lot of money.
All right.
And it's a hat tax.
Hat tax.
Yes. In 1784.
Whew. What a year that was.
Your favorite government. The English government taxed men's hats. All right? It was a lower level, if you wore a lower level hat, it was the number of inches, or not inches, centimeters, or whatever they were measuring at, on your hat. So the higher your hat sat, the more shillings you had to pay.
Really?
To wear your hat.
That is the most absurd thing I've ever heard. So if you wore a top hat, you were getting murdered in the tax.
Oh, yeah. But you had the money. You had the money because it was considered that was part of the more elite wore the top hats.
Right.
And the workers, the paper boys, and everything else wore the flat hats. So they're like, okay, the lower the hat, the lower the level. The higher the hat, the higher the level. And that's how they came up with it. Didn't last long. Did not last long because they couldn't control it.
That is an insane tax.
Yeah. What did they do with farmers? Farmers have to wear hats. They burn up.
Not in England, mate. It's raining all the time.
Oh, good point.
That'd have been fine.
Good point. So, all right, guess what? It's time to give our sponsors another shout out, and then we're going to move on to craziest museums. All right. City Gates Distillery and St. Augustine Distillery, still the best tasting in town. If you get a chance, they're on our sponsor row.
Yeah,
City Gates on our sponsor row.
Yeah, sponsor row.
Our sponsor row is St. Augustine Pirate Museum, City Gate, Meehan's, River and Fort.
Yeah.
All right there on sponsor row.
They're all within, I'm going to say, 150 yards.
Yeah.
Sponsor row. It shall be known.
Yeah.
Sponsor row.
There's sponsor row, and you talk about 150 yards, you got to go out to Palm Valley Golf Club.
Oh, I love what you did there.
Yeah, I just clubbed that one. All right.
Hey, you teed it up for yourself.
I did, and thank you for just playing right in. Play right through. All right, Palm Valley Golf Club, our newest sponsor. Thank you, guys. Get out there, check them out.
Yeah, it's a fantastic little course.
It's a wonderful course. It's a family course. You know, they don't have the carts. You don't have the hustle and bustle. They got a great driving range.
Yeah.
They have their virtual
the virtual
there.
Golf thing. Woo.
You know, and just go check them out. It's worth the drive up. It's 15 miles away.
Yeah,
so check them out. River and Fort.
We're glad to have River and Fort aboard. Yeah. What a restaurant. What a place. The view is incredible. The food is incredible. Everybody is so helpful. If you haven't been inside, it is absolutely amazing. Gorgeous place. Glad to have them aboard.
Yeah. Now, St. Augustine Pirate Museum. You love this place. I love this place. Captain Mayhem, if you get a chance, ask for Captain Mayhem. If he's there, you're going to get one of the best museum tours, because we're going to talk about museums. That is not on this list. This is a museum.
This is a proper museum.
This is a museum you want to be at. They have authentic and real things you won't see anyplace else in the world.
Yeah. Meehan's Irish Pub.
Yeah.
Best pint of Guinness this side of the Atlantic. There is no question. Food's great. The people who are there are
best
incredible.
shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie. Made with real shepherd.
Yeah, yeah. You cut them up thin.
Yeah.
You cut them up. Yeah. You got to tenderize them a little bit.
Yeah,
there's a tax on it. Yeah. All right. The Beacon Listening Room and Gypsy Cab. Gypsy Cab is the salad dressing is worth the trip alone.
It's incredible. The last 2 Sundays I've had brunch in there. The food is incredible. Mm-hmm. Like it's just so good. I said it on there before. Rediscover Gypsy Cab. It's a staple in St. Augustine. It's been around a long time.
They've redone the kitchen. Frank and Kendra are doing an amazing job since they bought it. Really kind of gave it new life.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So check out Gypsy Cab, and of course the Beacon Listening Room. If you like live music, no place better on the island.
I will be there on Sunday night.
All right.
Yeah. Misbehaving. Abare, Kresge and Associates. If you need someone to help you get out of trouble and not have the IRS, which is almost as bad as the TV license man knocking on your door.
Well, their tagline is Troy's not in jail. So, I mean, that's enough. That's all you really need to know. That's all you really need to know.
Troy's not in jail.
No, they are, and the reason I use them is they are the best.
Yeah.
You know, they're good friends, and they become good friends because I get to spend a lot of time there. Good friends, and they do an amazing job. People I've trusted with my finances for decades.
Yeah, wonderful people. 900-degree pizza and pasta right over here in Lewis Speedway.
And a lot of people ask, you know, I've never heard of it. Okay, you need to put this in your phone.
Yeah.
900-degree pizza and pasta.
It's on Lewis Speedway. It's right by the little strip mall, right by the high school. The pizza is incredible. It's incredibly good.
I love it. And, you know, I'm one of those guys that's a visual guy.
Yeah.
When you open the pizza box, I don't think I've ever seen a more pristine pizza.
Yeah.
Than I get from 900-degree pizza.
And it tastes as good as it looks. It is so good. Yep. So good.
All right. Museums.
Ridiculous museums.
Crazy
stuff. We got some crazy stuff.
Crazy stuff.
All right, do you want to start with the craziest, the oddest, the strangest?
Let's start with the one that got us to this topic from last week.
Which is in Iceland.
Iceland.
And it is the Iceland Philological Museum. Phallogical. In other words, it's a museum dedicated to phalluses, penises,
Yes.
dicks, cocks.
Cocks. There were several words.
Yeah.
You know how you can tell how important something is in a culture?
Please
Is how
tell
many
me.
how many words they have dedicated to it.
Fair enough.
So think of how many words there are for a penis.
I could do a few.
All right? You know, I mean, think of things that are important in your life.
Yeah.
And a lot of those have multiple words to explain it.
Do you have a favorite slang term for the penis?
Yeah, cock. Because you know those big chickens
Yeah.
that are in the big chickens in people's yards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Every time I go by, I was like, wow, that's a nice cock.
That's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's got a massive cock
Yeah,
in his
yeah.
yard.
Wow, that's a big white one.
So this is a real museum. In
It is a
Reykjavik.
true museum. It is filled with more than 200 penises.
276. I looked it up today. Wow. 276. And it's a proper, this is not a joke museum. This is a scientific museum.
It is founded by a former teacher, and I am not even going to attempt to say his name.
Oh, no, it's impossible.
It's an Icelandic name. I'm not even going to attempt.
There's 72 letters, and one of them is a vowel.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, one. Yeah, it sounds more like a grunt than a name. I don't understand. It's a shame Icelandic people don't have name taxes.
Yeah, because
They'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
They'd be in trouble. All right, but it has bull penis. It has all different types of penises, and the one I found the most interesting was the penis of the blue whale. Did you read that one?
How big is it?
It was 1 meter long, and at one time it was apparently used as an oar
Yes.
for a canoe.
It's 1.7 meters long.
Yeah.
It's like almost 6 feet long.
Yeah.
And people used it as an oar in their canoe.
Yeah.
They finally got their first male penis.
I have pictures, but we're not showing those.
They finally got a male penis a human penis in 2011. And a 95-year-old Icelandic man donated his phallus on his death.
Okay.
But
This is not like the toe drink, is it?
no, it's not like a toe drink. But here's the thing. They have a cafe and bistro there, and the menu is all phallus or penis themed. You can buy penis waffles are a thing. Penis waffles. Wow.
I'll pass.
They have lampshades made out of bull testicles.
See, penis waffles. What's the gravy you use on that? What's the syrup? Oh, no.
What is the syrup?
That's so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable. Let's move on.
No, yes, move on,
Let's
please.
move on. Let's get rid of that one.
It might
It's
be
a real
white.
museum.
All right. That leads me to this one. In Croatia,
Obviously.
they have a museum of broken relationships.
Seriously?
It's filled with Dear John letters
Oh, come on.
in all different languages. And they collect these and have them displayed.
The Museum of Broken.
Relationships.
Dad, you're not a founding member of this.
No.
So, what else is it? Is just the Dear John letters?
No,
or
they
just
have Dear
the-
John letters. They have
It's
different
it's not you,
stories.
it's me.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
it's how to break up with people. You know, but that one to me was one of the most absurd, and I just had to bring it up. It is in Zagreb, Croatia.
Zagreb. Yeah, Zagreb.
Zagreb.
Beautiful town. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Holy shit.
Museum of Broken Relationships.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, I'm very impressed with that.
Yep.
Okay, I've got one that's absolutely 100% not impressive, but a real museum. It is the British Lawnmower Museum, which is in Southport, England, very close to Liverpool. If you're into lawnmowers, and obviously, who the fuck is into lawnmowers? But if you are, it has over 300 restored exhibits of garden machinery from the last 200 years.
Lawnmower lawnmowers are important.
Right.
They need love too.
But they have famous lawnmowers. They have a lawnmower that was once owned by Prince Charles and Lady Diana's gardener.
I was going to say it's gardener. They never touched it.
Yeah, I was going to say they're not out there. They have Brian May's lawnmower. Brian May from Queen. Mm-hmm. They have his lawnmower. It's a lawnmower museum. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's a cut above. I don't know.
Mm. Yeah. It's pain in the grass.
Pain in the... Oh.
So here's something.
All right.
I'm going to embarrass my son because that's what I do best.
Oh, God.
Blake, have you ever touched a lawnmower?
Blake, have you ever touched a lawnmower?
I know you have never mowed a lawn.
Seriously?
No.
But have you ever even laid your hands on a lawnmower?
I may have once, but I don't remember.
You bumped into it in a garage or something.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, going down Home Depot and you saw one.
And I'll tell you this. It's the one chore I hated. Because when I was growing up, I grew up and I was working in Parks and Rec.
Oh, man.
You know how much grass I've cut
Oh, my God.
over my career?
Yeah.
When I got home, I didn't want to cut any grass.
Yeah.
And I quickly came up with a device of why it was cheaper for me to rationalize someone else cutting my grass. Because you got to have the lawnmower.
Got to have a lawnmower.
You got to maintain that lawnmower. You got to get the gas.
Yeah.
You got to take the time to do what you got to do. And then you got to have the weed eater. And then you got to have everything for that. And then by that time, it was like, it's worth it for me to pay somebody else.
Yeah.
And Blake has been the benefactor of that his entire life.
My 11-year-old has mowed the lawn. Yeah. And he mowed the lawn when he was 9. He started mowing the lawn. He still does it a couple of times.
Yeah.
9 with a lawnmower.
I didn't want to go back, but there was something interesting about the relationship museum. At the relationship museum, they do have this exhibit where they have an axe, and you can put your ex's name on this ceramic heart.
Seriously?
And hit it with the axe.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's got to be therapeutic.
That is closure.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
That's closure. So the museum serves therapeutic and entertainment.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is absolutely awesome. All right, so my next ridiculous, and I mean ridiculous museum. Mm-hmm. Again, I go back to England because they are clearly
they're so easy to make fun of.
Wackos. There is a dog collar museum. A dog collar museum.
I saw this one.
In Leeds, at Leeds Castle in the county of Kent.
Wait. The dog collar museum's in Leeds.
Leeds Castle, seriously.
Isn't that what you call a lead?
A leash in England is a lead,
Yeah.
And it's at Leeds Castle.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah, you can't make that shit up.
Just can't. The craziest thing is, right, they have, and they're bragging on their website. Now, the castle itself is amazing. Mm-hmm. So the museum is just a subset of the castle, because the castle is absolutely amazing.
Got it.
It's a really cool place. But they talk about they have 130 rare and valuable dog collars.
I feel like we have that many at our house, and we only have 2 dogs.
Right? You know, and they're bragging about, like, they've antique collars from the 15th century with spikes to protect against attacking beasts. It's a dog collar museum. But here's the crazy part. Last year, 2021, over 500,000 people visited, not the castle, the dog collar museum. 500,000 people.
If you're going to be at the castle, you might as well go. Wouldn't you go?
Yeah, I'd go.
I would too. If
would.
you're at the castle, I wouldn't make the destination to go to the dog collar museum, but if the castle's so cool, I love architecture, I would go to the castle and then I'm like,
fuck it.
Saw that. Let's check out the dog shit.
I mean, we were a couple of years ago, 2019, we were in Tallinn in Estonia, and with Julie and the 2 boys, and we're walking down a side street, and there's I think it's Legends of Tallinn Museum. We were like, oh, fuck it. We went in there. Traumatized the kids. It was the most terrifying museum of all time.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It creates character.
It sure does. Yeah. All right. What else do you got? Weird.
All right.
museum.
I got to go with this one. In New Delhi, India.
Okay.
Founded by sanitation expert Dr. Pathak.
All right.
This museum is divided into 3 sections:
Okay.
ancient, medieval, and modern. The ancient section has displays relating to the first man-made toilets founded in Pakistan in 3000 BC.
This is a toilet museum.
It is a toilet museum. I shit you not.
Dude, you're on a roll.
Yes. While there's a hand-painted ornate Australian toilet bowl from medieval section that truly is breathtaking.
I bet
If you're
it
going to
is.
sit on the throne, this is not where Elvis lost his life.
This is...
The modern section.
Dude, I feel like you're just dumping this on me right now.
Yes. I don't want the show to flush out. All right. The modern section has a high-tech Japanese, Korean toilets, along with replicas of the world's largest toilet complex.
And you can't just brush that off.
No, you can't. You can't just wipe it away.
You can't. Oh, my God.
I just got to finish a little more paperwork here. All right. But these toilets
This show is bottomed out, dude.
these toilets are Bluetooth, have warmers, have bidets, and have dryers on them.
Wow. Toilet museum.
Toilet museum.
Toilet museum.
New Delhi, India.
Yeah. So imagine the Jackass guys going over there and been filming a skit in there.
Oh, gosh, that would be just terrible.
That would be incredible. I got one last one.
All right.
And I actually visited this museum in the late 90s. It's a medieval crime and justice museum in Rothenburg, Germany. So it's kind of halfway between Stuttgart and Munich. Medieval Crime and Justice Museum. Rothenburg is this incredible medieval walled city. Beautiful place. But it's a fucking torture museum.
Oh.
They have every
Don't we have a torture
instrument of
museum
torture.
here?
Yeah.
I haven't been there.
Oh, the torture museum here is interesting.
Okay.
This one, terrifying. It is gruesome. It is scary and cool as shit.
Is it interactive?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh.
They have everything. They have racks. They have thumb screens. They have original Iron Maidens. They have interrogation logs, where going back through time, like where they interrogated people and then how they punished them and tortured them, all logged in there. They have executioner's swords. They have names of the people that these swords were used to kill. They have a whole section of shame masks that if you're caught doing lewd and lascivious activity, you had to wear these masks, these metal masks with different symbols on them around in public. It was...
So it's like in Game of Thrones where she had to walk through and they were just yelling shame.
Yeah.
Shame and just throwing things at her.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was a really incredible... And they had some of the actual medieval racks where they would, break you on the rack, and they showed us... how to ratchet the thing up and everything. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Really cool. Rothenburg in Germany.
Yeah.
If you're there, go see it. Town's beautiful.
If you didn't pay your CalFart tax.
You would go there, sir. And it would not be good. And you know what? They had a thing there. Remember we talked about Baker's Dozen?
Yes.
They had an official torture for bakers if the bread was underweight. And it was a dunking thing, and you dunked them backwards on a chair and you held them under water and then brought them back up and then it was like waterboarding.
It was waterboarding.
Yeah. And it was all to do with if the bread was underweight. And it's one of the reasons why the Baker's Dozen came into existence.
Yeah, you couldn't be gluten-free in those days.
You could not. All
right, you know what? We are at the end of our show, and we covered so many ridiculous things.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the one thing you're taking away from today's show?
My brother is weird.
Yeah.
He's got a weird fucking name.
Yes, he would not be named that in Sweden.
No, he would not.
So just make sure he understands. What's his name? Freckle?
Fergal. I'll call him tonight.
Call Freckle tonight. No, but just so much fun stuff. If you guys enjoyed it, please share the show.
Yeah, tell everybody.
And take care of our sponsors. I'll run down them real quick. Citygate Distillery, St. Augustine Distillery, 900 Degree Pizza, Abare, Kresge and Associates, The Beacon Listening Room, Meehan's Irish Pub, St. Augustine Pirate Museum, River and Fort, Palm Valley Golf Course. Appreciate these guys so much keeping us on the air. We really, really enjoy doing this. This is Bollox.
We'll see you next week.